What if I told you that everything you think you know about the Yankees' playoff push is wrong? What if this impressive winning streak is actually a mask hiding a massive problem that could cost them the title? In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the 4 bombshell stories happening behind the scenes in the Bronx that mainstream media isn't telling you. And I promise you, the 4th and final revelation will leave you speechless and completely change the way you see this team's chances in October. Stay tuned until the end. You do not want to miss this. But before we dive into the first story, I need you to do something. If you're a true Yankees fan, if you bleed pinstripes and want to see them raise that 28th trophy, smash the like button as hard as Judge smashes a fastball. And if you want to be the first to get exclusive breakdowns and breaking Yankees news like this, subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell. That's the only way to make sure you don't miss what's coming. Done? Great. Let's get into it. The first bombshell is the Yankees' current position in the standings. And it's not as simple as it looks. Since the end of August, the team has gone on a phenomenal run. 17 wins and just 7 losses. That's catapulted them from a distant 3rd place to the top of the wild card race, and more importantly, put them right on the heels of the Toronto Blue Jays for the AL East crown. Right now, the gap is only 3 games. With just 9 left to play, stealing the division is a real possibility. But here's the paradox, the double-edged sword they face. This surge has been a roller coaster. One day they look invincible, like in the 7-0 win over the Orioles, where Max Fried struck out 13 and the offense steamrolled. The next, they vanish completely, like the 7-0 loss to the Twins where the bats were silent. That creates a massive strategic dilemma for manager Aaron Boone. Do they go all out against the Blue Jays, risking overworking their arms to chase the division and a first-round bye? Or do they play it safe, rest their stars, and gear up for a dangerous wild card series? One wrong move here could mean the end of the season. The pressure is sky high, and every game, every pitch is a chess piece in this high-stakes matchup. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. The way they've been winning leads us straight into our second bombshell, the unlikely heroes and superstars who are literally carrying this team on their backs. Who are they? And why is this dependence so dangerous? That, you'll find out in part 2. In the last video, we broke down the strategic dilemma that could define the Yankees' season. But the big question left hanging was, how are they winning? That brings us straight into our second bombshell. And here's the truth. It's not the whole team. It's a select group of superstars carrying the piano, the pianist, and the entire stage. Forget about team effort for a moment. The Yankees' recent dominance rests on 4 pillars. 4 men playing at an otherworldly level. First, the savior ace, Max Fried. In his first year in pinstripes, he's been an absolute beast. He leads all of Major League Baseball with 18 wins. In that crucial game against the Orioles, he tied his career high with 13 strikeouts, completely silencing their lineup. In a rotation decimated by injuries, Fried isn't just a pitcher. He's the reason this team is still dreaming of a title. Next, the relentless captain, Aaron Judge. What he's doing in 2025 is MVP material. He leads baseball in batting average at .328, on-base percentage, and slugging. He's not just playing, he's rewriting history. Recently, he passed the legendary Joe DiMaggio on the Yankees' all-time home run list. And the best part? He looks 100% healthy, just in time for October. Now, the explosive surprise, Trent Grisham. Maybe the best bargain in baseball. Signed to a 1-year, $5 million deal, Grisham has absolutely exploded for 33 home runs. He was the engine of that crucial win over the Twins, blasting 2 homers that flipped the game. A player no one expected has turned into one of the deadliest weapons in the lineup. And finally, the steady pillar, Carlos Rodon, the perfect number 2 in the rotation. In his last 8 starts, he's posted a tiny 2.45 ERA, keeping the team in every game he pitches. Off the field, he's a leader as well, even being nominated for the prestigious Roberto Clemente Award for his incredible charity work. Sounds like a dream team, right? But here's the danger. Here's the fatal flaw that could ruin it all. The Yankees' success is dangerously concentrated in these 4 players. The dependence is total. Think about it. What happens if Max Fried has a bad day in October? What happens if an opposing defense finds a way to neutralize Aaron Judge? With the rest of the roster so inconsistent, there's no plan B. What looks like a rock-solid foundation might actually be glass. And why is this dependence so extreme? That takes us straight into our third revelation, a catastrophic injury crisis that has gutted the roster. and that the front office has been trying to downplay. The list of players in the Yankees' MASH unit is terrifying, and the impact is far worse than you think. We've seen how a handful of heroes are carrying this team. But why is the dependence so extreme? The answer is our third bombshell, and it's the darkest of all. What I'm about to show you is the reason the Yankees' house of cards could come crashing down at any moment. The story of the Yankees' 2025 season isn't about winning, it's about survival. This team isn't just playing against its opponents, it's fighting a war against its own medical department, and it's a war they're losing. It all started before the season even began. The most devastating blow possible. Garrett Cole, the reigning Cy Young winner, the undisputed ace of the rotation, gone. Tommy John surgery on his elbow. He won't be back until May 2026. Losing a generational talent like Cole isn't a setback. It's a catastrophe that changes the destiny of any team. But the bleeding didn't stop there. The starting rotation has been decimated. Clark Schmidt also went under the knife for Tommy John surgery, and he may not return until 2027. The bullpen, once the team's stronghold, compromised. Jonathan Loaisiga, one of their deadliest late-inning arms, is out for the year with a flexor injury. And don't think position players were spared. Anthony Volpe, the starting shortstop, has been playing since May with a partially torn labrum in his shoulder, needing cortisone shots just to take the field. Oswaldo Cabrera, the team's Swiss Army knife, suffered a fractured ankle that ended his season. The result of this carnage? The Yankees have been forced to play Russian roulette with their future. The third rotation spot for the playoffs is a toss-up between inexperienced young arms like Luis Gil, Cam Schlittler, and Will Warren. They're being thrown into the fire of a championship chase with no safety net. And it's this injury crisis, this lack of depth, that has forced the front office to go all in on a high-risk offensive philosophy. A boom or bust strategy that produces eye-popping numbers but hides a fatal flaw. And that takes us to our final revelation, the fourth and last headline, the DNA of the Yankees offense. The truth about their one-dimensional attack that could be their glory or their complete downfall in October. Here it is, the final reveal I promised at the start of this video. We've seen the frantic race for the division, the reliance on a handful of stars, and the catastrophic injury crisis. And now you're about to understand how it all connects. You're about to see the high-risk philosophy, the offensive DNA the Yankees chose, and why that choice could bring ultimate glory or spectacular failure. By the numbers, the Yankees' offense is a wrecking machine. They lead the league in home runs and rank among the best in runs scored. A force of nature, right? Wrong. Beneath that power lies a fundamental flaw, what analysts call one-dimensional. This team lives and dies by the long ball. They are addicted to home runs, and when the ball doesn't leave the yard, the entire offense collapses. They have the third highest strikeout total in baseball and a chronic inability to execute the basics. Moving a runner over, manufacturing a run without a big swing. It's feast or famine baseball in its purest form. One game, they explode for 3 home runs and score 10 runs. The next, they're completely shut down. 11 strikeouts, no real scoring chances. In another recent loss, they struck out 14 times and didn't advance a single runner to third base. It's on or off, with no middle ground. But here's the big revelation. This isn't an accident. It's by design. This identity was built as a direct response to the pitiful 2023 offense, the team that missed the playoffs. The front office made a conscious bet. Maximize power at any cost. They accept strikeouts as collateral damage in their relentless pursuit of the home run. In the regular season, with 162 games, that gamble usually works. But in October, everything changes. Against elite pitching, in a short do-or-die series, an offensive blackout is fatal. The inability to play small ball, to get that one clutch hit that flips a game, becomes a mortal flaw. The same DNA that turned them into a regular season powerhouse may be the very poison that kills them in October. And so the great question that will define the fate of the world's most famous baseball team is this. Will this high-risk gamble finally deliver the ultimate prize? Or will it lead to yet another historic disappointment?